Number one psychological strategy to rocket fuel your dreams, days, and discipline. I know a lot of you have been reaching out to me and I can't. I just don't have the discipline. I got some people reaching out to me. It's only been a week and people are already starting to feel the momentum dwindle about their pick two. And that's what we talked about last week. Why New Year's resolutions is a really bad idea. They hardly ever work. 8% of the population succeed with them. So, hey, Brian, and so we're going to give you something that's it's going to be of tremendous value to you. I know a lot of people Facebook me today saying they got church stuff on Wednesday night. So good, whatever you got to prioritize. I will leave the replays up, but you got to take advantage of questions. And if I was doing one-on-one questions, what I would be doing is bringing the brilliance out of you. So if you asked me about something that I was an expert in, I wouldn't give you the answer. And the reason, let's say you asked me about cooking. Well, as a professional trained coach, the temptation is to tell you everything I know about cooking. You ought to set up your restaurant this way. You ought to set up the kitchen that way. Prepare the table this way. Oh, I'm really good at this. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And this is human nature, just to be helpful. However, as good as that sounds, because that's what you want to go to somebody that knows things. A coach won't always do that. A coach says, okay, if Amber asks me a question about cooking, then I will ask her certain questions that I'm trained to ask to bring the brilliance out of her, because as I ask those questions, she's going to come up on some ideas that I would have never given her, even though I'm an expert in the culinary field. You get it? So if we were one-on-one, that's what I would do. When you jump on, feel free to ask as many questions as you want. I went back through last week and I addressed every question that was written down. I will do the same this week. So even if I don't get to your question now, I will get to it later, but I would love to interact with you. So that's just freebie stuff there. Hi, Pam. Hi, Maddie. Welcome. So the number one psychological strategy, psychology, ology means the study of. So if I said pizzaology, it means the study of pizza. Psych is mind, so the study of your mind. So the mindset strategy to rocket fuel your discipline. A lot of people are struggling with discipline, reaching out to me, your dreams and your days. How do you schedule your days? How can you just jump out of bed and get this done? I'm going to give that to you tonight. And I am not setting you up for, oh, that's not going to work. Like, this will really work. I'll unveil it. I'll show you how to apply it. I'll help you customize it for your specific journey. So the answer below, would you agree that your dreams, days, and disciplines start with decisions? Your decisions, how you decide things. That's not the strategy, but would you agree with that? What you decide determines what you're going to do. Yes or no? Would you agree with that? Maybe you think it's something else. I mean, don't you, when you wake up in the morning, you immediately start making decisions like, am I going to turn off the alarm clock? Am I going to, what's the alarm going to be on? What outfit am I going to wear? Okay, I'm seeing some yeses here. What am I going to have for breakfast? We make decisions all day long, every day. And the greats, by greats I mean they're super successful, they limit their decision making, by the way, because you can get decision fatigue. And every decision that we make, good or bad, our lives are defined a little bit more because decisions ultimately shape our dreams, days, and destiny. Well, you come home from work, it's like, am I going to watch Netflix? I deserve this. I've been working hard all day. Should I read a book? Could I call a client? Should I go for a jog? Do I have a side hustle? Do I invest? Do I do something nice for my spouse to improve the marriage? Do I read an article on laptop income? Whatever your pick two is. Do I just go for a walk and enjoy the evening? These all start with decisions, right? And would you agree that the toughest decision is usually between knowing what to do and feeling another way? So you know what to do, but you feel something completely different. Yes or no? Would you agree? Like, you ought to be loving towards your spouse, but you're like, meh. Like you're just kind of tired of their BS, right? You're tired of, just the way people act. And so you're not motivated to do something special for them. Or you shouldn't put a chip in your mouth, but it feels better to put the chip in your mouth. You know you should go for a walk, but you just feel like watching 17 seasons of The Bachelor. Someone's trying to get me to watch The Bachelor. I'm not going to watch The Bachelor. Okay, so we've established that decisions are like super important for shaping your life. We have to establish that. Now, the question is, what's the driving force behind those decisions based on, am I going to watch a show, or am I going to get some laptop income? Am I going to have the ultimate marriage here and do the things I need to do to have the ultimate marriage? Or am I going to do this? Am I going to eat the bag of chips, or am I going to get fit? Or can I do both? I don't know. You got to make those decisions. What drives those decisions? Because if we could get those decisions right, then, our lives would go the right way. I mean, it's like the proverbial devil and angel. Dude, Aaron, man, eat the ice cream. Just one bite. No, don't do it. Don't. It's just one bite. And of course, if I take one bite, I'm going to eat the whole bucket, aren't I? Or a lot of people, this is what I think most people, how they make their decisions. They're on Groundhog's Day, meaning, this is scientific fact, by the way, and maybe I'll get into this in a couple months. Hi, Sarah. The scientific fact is that most people are living in the past, not thinking about the past, but every decision they make is based on previous decisions that they've already made, and they've created neurological highways so the neurons flow from one connection to another much smoother, so they just keep making the same decisions over and over again. Now, why is that important? Because all of a sudden we get to New Year's and it's like, you see this thing from Aaron, it's free, pick two, let's do it, come on, this is my year. And then within a month we sabotage ourselves. Why? Because the grooves are so defined in your brain. It's just neurology. But what we're going to do is we're going to give a psychological strategy to overcome that, to give you leverage so that you don't fall back into that neurological pattern of, you know what, I'm going to lose 50 pounds, but then you gain 75 pounds. I'm going to have the ultimate marriage, but then we end up in divorce. Nobody wants that, but we keep sabotaging ourselves, probably because of the way we were raised, right, as kids. And I won't get into that right now, but it's formed that way. So here's the psychological strategy coming up. It's about getting leverage to really tip the scales in your favor and overcome the forces of inertia that are constantly keeping you stuck. And it's called the pain-pleasure principle. I didn't make this up, and I'll explain what it is and how to apply it here in a second. Type below if you like pain. Does anybody like pain? Emotional pain, physical pain. I don't always feel like I know what I want to do. Indecision, Gail, yep. Napoleon, just as an interaction, Gail, a lot of us struggle with indecision. Gail's saying she struggles with indecision. Napoleon, not Dynamite, but Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, which I highly recommend. It's hardly about riches. It's about getting what you want out of life. And he says that indecision is your worst enemy. Because you hem and haw. So what you want to do is you want to make a decision and then get committed and then make it even better along the way. Everybody's freaking out that they're going to make the wrong decision. No, I am tired of pain. No way, I don't like pain. Yeah, a lot of people are saying no to pain. I mean, pain can be good, right? It can be good. C.S. Lewis said it's God's way of it's his megaphone to the world to get their attention. Not that he's causing the pain, but that it's inbuilt in the system of the universe. Or Imagine Dragons, their song Pain. Love that song. That's my bicep curl track. But pain, if you get through pain, you're stronger, right? But nobody wants to go through pain. Well, here's the principle. It's the pain-pleasure principle. And we're gonna get you to your specific situation with this principle tonight. But let's call it P2 for short. P2. It's 100% going to transform your life if you apply it. Epicurus, this is the furthest I can trace it back. I think it was like 300 BC, 200 BC. Marsha saying, last night I got 7 hours of sleep, felt bad. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll help you overcome that, Marsha. And what Epicurus said, he was like a Greek philosopher, right? He said that nature has given us two sovereign masters, pain and pleasure. And those things govern our lives. Sigmund Freud popularized it in the late 19th century, like 1890 something. And a guy, philosopher named, I think his name was Bentham, Jeremy Bentham. He said the same thing. He said, every decision that you make, everything that you think, and everything that you feel is based on pain or pleasure. I don't know if that's true, 100%. It's probably not 100%. It's probably more like 89%. All statistics are made up on the spot, by the way. And this principle has helped the United States presidents, sports legends like Andre Agassi, Serena Williams, Leonardo DiCaprio used this before that. Probably multiple movies, but the one movie that I know about was that bear movie. What was that called? Anybody remember what that movie was? I don't know. Some bear attacked him. It was a horrible scene. I still can't get that out of my head. Anyway, Anthony Robbins, you probably have heard that name before. He has taken this pain-pleasure principle that philosophers observed about human nature hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and he has used it to help people's lives. And in his words, he says something like, it's the secret of all success is learning how to use the pain-pleasure rather than having pain-pleasure use you. And if you can master the ideas of pain and pleasure, then you'll be able to master your life. And that's what we're going to do. It's the controlling force of your decisions, of your days, of your discipline, of your pick two. And if you want to take back your life, The Revenant, is that The Revenant? Yeah, man. Anybody like that movie? Not like that movie? Thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. It was disturbing. So you're going to apply this to your pick two. The simple formula for life, you know how to succeed. You already know how to succeed, right? It's get clear on what you want, which you did last week, and then start taking massive action. And then if it's not working, if there's a wall, adjust your action. Go around the wall, climb the wall, get a sledgehammer and go through the wall. You just keep adjusting your action until you get there. So why isn't everybody succeeding if that's the simple formula to success? The reason why people are not succeeding in life, and really good people like yourselves, like me, we sabotage ourselves simply because of the pain, pleasure, that we think by taking certain action that it's going to cause us pain. So I want you to think about your pick two. What's a pain you've associated with one of your picks for why you haven't taken more action and already succeeded in it? So, I mean, it could be, let's say I want to be my own boss and be an entrepreneur. You got the old saying, entrepreneurs would prefer working 80 hours a week for themselves as opposed to working 40 hours a week for somebody else's dream. Well, if you're going to start to become an entrepreneur, the pain you might associate it with is, oh my gosh, that's too many hours. It's going to be a lifestyle change, too much pain. So we tell ourselves it's going to cause us pain, so we never do it. And I'm going to miss out on some of the other pleasurable things that I already do. So what is one pain you've already associated with your pick two? With the weight, with fitness. Hi, April. Hi, Erica. So put down below what's something you've associated. Laptop income. Why haven't you already got the income? Why haven't you already done it? Is there a pain associated with why you haven't done it? There might be many reasons, but is there a pain? Why don't you already have the ultimate marriage? Is there a pain associated? Usually that is ego, right? So when I don't experience the ultimate marriage, it's because I'm usually doing something like keeping score. Well, I've done X, Y, and Z. When is she going to do A, B, and C? Right? And I'm keeping score, and I'm thinking it's going to cause me too much pain if I just keep giving of myself and not getting something in return. I don't know. It could be something different pain for you. Think about dieting, right? I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. I'm going to be fit. And it doesn't work. Why? Because we associate pain with the diet. And your brain, here's what you need to know. Your brain is going to avoid pain at all costs. Joan says working out's hard. Latonia says, I'm afraid of being hurt again. That's right. And do you know that many times you can get into a healthy, great relationship? You know, you could marry somebody that's way out of your league. I see this all the time. Person A somehow gets date with person B, and person B's way out of their league emotionally, spiritually, economically, physically. And person B actually likes person A, but a few months into it, person A sabotages it. Why? Because they've associated some kind of pain, and so they're sabotaging things. But go back to losing weight. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to cut out desserts, pumpkin pie, sugar. Like, who eats pumpkin pie anyway? No thanks. So you don't get on a plan to lose the weight because you associate so much pain with the diet. In fact, the first 3 letters of diet is what? D-I-E. I'm gonna freaking die if I stay on this diet. I'm so hungry, right? That's what we do. At least that's what I do. I don't know about you. I'm gonna always keep it real with you. And by the way, when I go back in, yeah, sacrificing out on missing other things, Erica says, you're associating pain. And it's usually subconscious. So you really have to ask yourself, what's the pain? Ask that question that I've linked to this. Because we're going to overcome that for you tonight so that you can get leverage and make this transformation in your life. Man, I had a really interesting off-the-topic question, but I can't remember what it is now. I'm going to always keep it real. When I go back in and I ask you questions, I'm just going to get right to the point. Take all my questions as being I'm super kind and I'm showing love, but I'm just trying to get you fast I want to see you accomplish these goals. That's my goal here. But listen, the diet is doomed from the start because it's all in your mind. And if it's laptop income, if it's the ultimate marriage, if you have so much pain already linked up to it, the reason why there's this need to avoid pain because that's already built into your nervous system. God gave it to us to survive, perhaps. Right? We have this pain inside of our brains built into our nervous system. It's a survival mechanism probably given by divinity to keep us alive. So when you try to transform your life, get fit, get laptop income, have the ultimate marriage, do your bucket list, whatever it is, your brain, if you've already linked pain to it somehow, some way, your brain's going to fight you and you'll sabotage yourself. Isn't that good news? But you got to get real. I'm just going to keep it real with you in order to help you. Are you thinking about procrastination? I need to do something. I mean, how many of you ever procrastinate? Yes or no? We know we need to do something. You know who's a procrastinator? What's that guy's name? He wrote The Alchemist. Paul Coelho. The kids are home. We might have company. He says when he gets up, and he's written like 7,000 books. By the way, if you haven't read The Alchemist, unbelievable book. Top 3 books of all time. He says he just pediddles for a few hours. He's procrastinating. And the reason we procrastinate, we need to do something, but we're not doing it. And the reason why, can you guess? We procrastinate because we think that the action that we need to take, but we're going to put off, will be more painful if we do it right now. So we don't want to endure whatever pain that is. So this influences every decision that you ever make, every action, every behavior that you'll ever take. Most people think that it comes down to pain and pleasure. I know it sounds simple. Hey, babe. There's so much more to life than pain and pleasure, but this is going to be a principle that you're going to be able to apply. And we're going to do it right now. So if you're ready, raise your hand. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I had to set the foundation for you. So if you jumped on late, I know a bunch of people are going to watch us later. In fact, I got this one guy who is messaging me. He's in the hospital having surgery. And he couldn't make last Wednesday. And so he's been messaging me saying, dude, I really want to be a part of this. And like, this guy's a super successful guy. He's got a great family, but he wants more transformation. And so pray for this guy. He's in the hospital. I said, dude, get yourself better, then get back on. But if you show up late, you need to write this down. I can't help you if you're not writing these things down. So what do? given all that, you got to control what you link pain and pleasure to. So I want you to pick one of your pick two for tonight. I want you to pick one, the one that you want to hit in the next 6-7 weeks hard. You can still work on the other one, but you're going to really focus on this one. So whatever that one is, type it below. Is it laptop income, your fitness, the ultimate marriage? I want you to pick one, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. I'm not setting you up for anything. I'm just going to show you what to do here in a second. Which one are you going to pick? All right, Joanne's picking fitness. Brian's picking ultimate marriage. Joan is picking budget. Rick, lose the weight. Rick, appreciate you reaching out to me the other day. It was good to touch base. Amber, ultimate marriage. Natalie, health. Pam, self-discipline. Erica, fitness. Okay, so you're all picking them. Okay, good. So that's step one. You just accomplished step one. Way to go. Those of you joining later, put this down. Now, we need to set a deadline. Looking at my calendar. I got a calendar on the wall up there. It says February 29th is the last day in February. So we're going to go with February 29th. You are going to accomplish something with your pick one, and it needs to be relatively big by February 29th. So what's the date today? Today is the 8th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have 7 weeks and 3 days. 7 weeks and 3 days. You need to accomplish, okay, something big. You could either pick the one you just listed. This is my pick one, and I'm going to have the ultimate marriage by February 29th. I'm gonna be fit. I'm gonna lose the weight. I'm gonna be 10x happy. Whatever you picked, you can accomplish the whole thing by February 29th. That's possible, by the way. Or you can pick a major leap or a major action step that you will accomplish towards that pick, towards that goal. Does that make sense? So let's say my pick is fitness, and my goal, somebody has a goal of losing 50 pounds for the year. That's your goal. So instead of saying I'm going to get it all by February 29th, you could say I'm going to lose 17 pounds by February 29th. If you say the ultimate marriage is my goal by the end of this year, then you could say, well, I need to have written out the 15 absolute things that must happen for me to experience the ultimate marriage by February 29th, and practicing 7 of them. If it's laptop income and you want $500 a month in laptop income, then maybe you don't want to do the whole thing by then. You could say, I want $100. I just want to make my first $100 by February 29th because I've never made $1 online, which is the first time you do that is pretty exhilarating. It's like, oh my gosh, I woke up and somebody put money in my bank account while I was sleeping. So you get it? That's what I want you to write underneath. And you got to write it. You can always go back later and modify it. But in order to help you, I need to know what that is. Because I've typed this stuff out. I pray over it, as I told you. And I'm going to be reaching out to you, either under this video or some other way, to say, how far are you along? Give me an update. So what is something that's relatively big towards that pick that you can do by February 29th? Don't think about, oh my gosh, I could never do it. Because I'm about to give you a strategy that will help you accomplish this by February 29th. Don't worry about how you're going to do it. I will give that to you in just a second. Okay, Sarah says forward movement in career. Okay, if it's possible, Sarah, give something specific. We need to measure these things. So Cindy says write a novel. So does that mean the rough draft? You want to write a rough draft? Gail says, should I focus on the ultimate marriage and not put a date on getting engaged? I mean, it's up to you. I would think, I can't give you an answer on that. It has to be of your heart. Otherwise, you're going to be taking my answer and applying it to your heart, and it needs to come out of your heart. Erica, 50 push-ups on the toes. Dang, girl, that's pretty good. I stopped at 35 today. I was too tired. I could have done 50. I could have done 75, but I wussed out. Joanne, do planks, jumping jacks, and push-ups daily. So you're going to do that every day for 7 weeks, okay? Okay, a rough draft would be a start. So you'll have that. Okay, so Amber's going to start the list of what pain I'm afraid of that's holding you back. Okay, so I don't need to read them all out loud here. If you write that down, I will get you there. I'm going to give you something right now that you can get you there, but I will also follow up with you. Fair? Who's having fun? Man, I'm so proud of you guys. You guys show up and you really care about your life. So I'm proud of you. Now, number 3, here's how you put the pain-pleasure principle into play. You need to choose, in just a second, either pain or pleasure. And here's how this works. I'm going to have you write a sentence in a second. If I don't succeed at what I just put down, whatever you put down, if I don't succeed at that, then I have to experience some kind of pain, which could be embarrassment or something. Or you could choose pleasure. If I succeed in that, then I get X, Y, or Z pleasure. So you're a major reward. Because remember, behavior and decisions and daily actions are fueled, this is your rocket fuel, by pain and pleasure. So here's what I want you to type. I'll repeat it. If you choose pain, then write this. If I don't do X, whatever you wrote down as X, if I don't write my rough draft by February 29th, or someone put, if I don't eat according to my health plan every day by February 29th, Joanne put, if I don't do planks and jumping jacks every day through February 29th, if she chooses pain. So whatever your thing is, if you choose pain, if I don't do X, I'm going to have you write that down, by February 29th, I commit to what? And it's got to be some kind of in pain. Let me give you an example. So that, and by the way, don't hurt yourself. That's not what I would never advocate that. But I remember coaching this young man, and he was having thoughts that he didn't want to have. Great kid. He's an entrepreneur, graduate of the University of Illinois. He's killing it out there in life. Came back to me for coaching. So I walked him through this pain-pleasure thing because he didn't have the burning desire to succeed at this. So I said, all right, so every time you have these thoughts, what do you want, the pain or the pleasure? He said the pain. Okay, what kind of pain will it be if you have these thoughts? He said, well, if I have these thoughts, then I have to clean my toilet with my bare hand. And he had roommates. That was pain to him. It would be pain to me. So what I said is, okay, if you have those thoughts for 15 seconds, that's okay. Because your brain has trained itself to continually think about those thoughts. So what we're going to do is give you a 15-second buffer, but if you think about them for more than 15 seconds, then you have to clean the toilet with your bare hands. Now, every time he started thinking those thoughts, what do you think he thought? I would rather not think these thoughts than to have to go through the pain of cleaning the toilet. You get it? So that's the pain he picked, which, by the way, he had to clean the toilet once. Another guy I know who I coached last year, he's also an entrepreneur and making about $180,000 a year. But he was losing clients. He was not getting clients. And he just needed some help. So we did this pain pleasure thing. And he said, if I don't get two new clients every month, then my pain will be I can't take my family on vacation for 2 years. Well, he takes like 3 vacations a year. So this would be very painful to him. May not be painful to you, but it was very painful to him. So if you choose pain, you have to write this sentence under this video. If I don't do X, whatever you chose, by February 29th, I commit to Y, which is the pain. Now, if you choose pleasure, then you should write something like, if I succeed at X, whatever X is for you, by February 29th, I commit to giving myself this reward. It could be going to Disney World. That might be pain to you. So to some, it might be pleasure. I commit to giving myself a monthly massage for a year, right? Literally type that sentence in. Now, the pain has to be such to a degree that you will actually accomplish this. So, for example, let's say you just got to get enough leverage, pain or pleasure-wise. If somebody told me, see if you agree with this, yes or no. I know you're thinking of things, but see if you agree. Let's say you said, Aaron, this stuff just comes to me. Aaron, you have to be the host of Price is Right by February 29th. Like, it's got to be, not only host it, but it's got to be your full-time gig. Do you think I could do that? I don't think Bob Barker's there. I think, what is his name? Drew Carey? Drew Carey's there now? You think I could do that? So I'm trying to pick something so crazy that you're like, there's no way you could do that. You know how I could do it? You give me leverage. I got to get leverage in my brain to overcome my limiting stories. And the way you would say is, somebody said, Aaron, you got to be the host of Price is Right by February 29th, or you'll never see your kids again. It's the only thing that I would be doing in my life. I'd be going to Drew Carey's house. I would be talking to the producers of The Price is Right. If they were on vacation in Africa, I'd be buying plane tickets to Africa. You see what I mean? It would change all my priorities. It would change all my behaviors. It would change all my daily decisions. It would change my complete destiny, because now I have so much pain leverage in my brain that if I don't succeed at this, then something far worse will happen. Because what's happening in our lives is, it's a really great idea to have the ultimate marriage. Oh, it's a really great idea to be fit. Oh, I could never be like The Rock. You actually could be as fit as you want to be. You could make as much money as you want to have. You could have the kind of marriage that you want to have, but we don't have enough leverage, and we all sabotage ourselves. So write that. Does anybody start writing that down? Yeah, look at you guys. If I don't get to the weekly CR meetings, then I'll have to exercise 15 more minutes a day. Okay, so Tim, is that enough leverage for you? If I don't meet my goal by February 29th, then I need to give up TV and social media until I meet it. Okay, Gail, that's a great goal. What about this? What if you said, if I don't meet my goal by February 29th, then I have to give my TV and my phone away and have to buy new ones when I meet it? You see what I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm telling you and showing you is, the more leverage you have, the more frustrated you get, because now you have to make it happen. and your shoulds become a must. Like there's no other option. I have to do this because there's no way I'm giving my iPhone away. There's no way I'm throwing my TV in the dumpster because it's going to cost me another $1,500 to replace it, and I'm not crazy. I don't want to have to do that. You see what I mean? Because if we just get a little bit of leverage, then we take a little bit of action. The more leverage you have. So if I told you, listen, you gotta get a certain amount, whatever your fitness is, it could be gaining 7 pounds. If you don't gain 7 pounds by February 29th, then we are gonna send your picture onto the YMCA's board in your boxer shorts, right? Okay, now all of a sudden, I'm a little into my priorities about the refrigerator. I'm going to put a lock on the freaking refrigerator if I have to. You get it? So you have to come up with enough leverage. So when I go back in and I read these, I'm going to be asking, is this enough leverage to make this happen by February 29th? Okay, I get a little passionate here. So I'm going to type all that sentence in one place, so that because I don't want to miss anything as I scroll through here. There's already close to 100 comments. Here's a few more examples while you're thinking. At food, pick foods you're addicted to. Like, the reason why you're addicted to it is why? You associate pleasure with it, right? So I was addicted to those Hershey's came out with Hershey almonds, and I was eating like a bag a day all of a sudden. And I know that I associated, gaining too much weight with being in pain mentally, but in the moment I had so much pleasure, it was the most powerful force. So it dictated. So how did I overcome things like that? Well, I just started to imagine that there were little spiders inside the chocolate, because I hate spiders. I had to give myself a new link in my brain to say, there's spiders crawling around there. And I just kept thinking, there's spiders in there, there's spiders in there, there's spiders in there, there's spiders in there, there's spiders in there. They'll go into my system. It'd be gross. I could die. I literally tried to form a new neurological connection to the point where I won't eat them until I hit my goal. And that's like, I'm in the process of that right now. Or think about your relationships. Currently, you want to walk up to somebody and tell them how you feel or ask them on a date, but you associate that with what? Pain of rejection, probably. Yes, you get the pleasure in your imagination. Oh, it would be so cool to marry them or sleep with them or date them or be with them or go on a walk or a picnic with them. But in the moment, what's winning out? Pain or pleasure? Pain of rejection. You link more pain to that conversation. So we got to change the link in your brain. Or think about money. This will blow your mind. The reason why we all don't have more money, and we should all be grateful for living in the United States of America. But if you want more money and why don't I have more money? It's because on a subconscious level, you have linked, up to now at least, more pain to having more money. And you're thinking, Aaron, that's absolutely crazy. Well, if you dig deep, it's like, wait a minute. If I want more money, that means I'm going to have to do even more work and put more work hours in, or I'm going to have an out of balance lifestyle. Pain, or money is somehow evil. Pain, or I'm worried about what other people will think. Pain, or changing jobs is too painful. Pain, right? So if you want more money, if you want another job, you have to get leverage on yourself. So look, this is all part of Mindset Mastery too. If those of you signed up for Mindset Mastery, if you start using the pain-pleasure principle, you can start to master your mind rather than having pain and pleasure master you. It is the number one psychological strategy to achieving your pick 2 and success. The point is you got to get massive leverage and tip the scales in your favor. And if you're going to choose pain or pleasure, just so you know, mentally, avoiding pain is always a greater motivator than gaining pleasure, right? So if my reward is I get to go on a Disney cruise, it's kind of a bonus, But if my pain is I'm going to be putting my boxer shorts in front of thousands of people, I'm taking action immediately, right? When do you really take make changes in your life when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when you sit down, you say, I've had it, man. I've just had it. I can't do this anymore. That's when you changed your marriage. That's when you changed your jobs. That's when you changed your fitness. I've had it, right? You started to link new pain to your circumstances. It does not, listen, I want you to hear this clearly. It does not mean you're a bad person. Just because you link some pain. Like, you are enough. You are loved. You are a great human being. It's just if you want to improve in a certain area, you have to link certain pain and pleasure to this, okay? So what will yours be? Type your sentence below. You can do this. I'm excited for you. And the power resides in your daily decision on this level. So look, we're done. You can jump off. You can start asking some questions. I'm going to go through here for a minute and see if there's any questions to answer. But I appreciate you showing up. I hope you're well. Oh, okay. Look at April, man. If she doesn't stick to her plan and lose 20 pounds by February 29th, okay, be healthy. I don't want you to, don't do anything to your body that's going to put you in the hospital, okay? You need to do this in a healthy way and know that you're loved and you're valued and you're beautiful no matter what. So, but she says she'll put up her full body picture on Facebook, okay? Sarah likes the paint color. Thank you. She noticed. See, Sarah notices things like that. Marcia, I want the ultimate marriage. I also want to leave the temp job I have, lived in the same town. Okay. So look, I'll read through these. You guys be great. Much love. Feel free to reach out to me. My goal is to get you to your goals, to your destinations as quickly as possible, and I'll stick with you to make it happen. Much love.